Hey guys, it's Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Today we're going to take a look at I Will Follow by U2. So this is a fun one, kind of a really driving guitar riffs throughout, but pretty easy to play though. So we are tuned down a half step though, like on the original recording. So make sure you tune, if you don't know what that is, it's every string down a half step. So we have E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, E flat. All right, so just put a flat on everything. All right, so that'll put us in the tuning of the original recording. Now we have kind of that main riff that I was playing, and there's a couple of guitar layers I'll talk about, but it's really trying to get the main guitar parts here. They're a lot more fun. So let's start here with just the intro to the song, which is just kind of a partial version of that main riff. Sounds like this. All right, so what he's doing here is he's got the 12th fret there on the B string with the high E string as well. So it's just those two strings. Now you can pick it with just straight downstrokes and then switch it to the 10th fret on the B string, still with that open high E string. So we have this. And after you do that, then you're going to add, instead of the open high E string, you're going to add the 12th fret there on the high E string while you're still holding the 10th fret on the B. And you're going to play those two notes together. So we have this. And you do that 4 times. So he kind of mixes it up, up, down, up. All right, so after he does that 4 times, then we really have the full band come in, and he plays the full version of that riff. So it's that different little ending there. So the first time through is just like we played it in the intro. And the second time through, you start it with that chord, and then you do a bar across the 10th fret on the high E and the B string together. So you have that little melody note, and then start over. All right, now the verse and rhythm, verse and chorus sections are actually very similar. Now they have basically kind of 2 parts going on at once. Now underneath all of this, we have this. So let me just show you that real quick. It's not really the part I'm going to focus on here. We have this E power chord, but with a B in the bass. So we have the 2nd fret on the the 2nd fret on the A string and the D string together with the 4th fret of the G. So this. Just kind of play those kind of muted, and then move it to an A power chord, which is just the open A string with the 2nd fret on the D and the G together. So he doesn't really do that live. Live, he hangs out up top here. So that is, now this is the main part here. We have the 4th fret there on the G, 5th fret on the B, and then the open high E string. And then take that down 2 frets. So that's the main chord progression there. But he adds little variations throughout the song. So, and that variation is always going to, when you're in this chord, you're going to add the 5th fret on the high E string and then go back down to the open string. And then when you get down here, you're going to put your pinky back down there again. So this time it's on the 3rd fret. So we have this. So a couple times through. And the next time. without the variation than with. Now, when you play that last chord, sometimes you can add the open A string in there to really kind of do it like he would do it live. And then back. All right, so when you play this part of the song, when it gets to the verse, it's a lot more muted, right? And then when it gets to the chorus, so when you play the chorus the very last time in the song, he's going to pretty much play that variation almost every time. All right, so the other new section we have here is the bridge. Now the bridge section is where everything is kind of brought down, very subdued, and there's just harmonics. So there's a slight like kind of acoustic guitar thing going on way in the background, but it's just a minimal part. So the main part is the harmonics that sound like this. All right, so that is just the 12th fret harmonics. So place your finger across the 12th fret, across the top three strings, the G, the B, and the E. And then move it down to do the same thing at the 7th fret, same three strings, then the 5th fret. And then back to 7, and then just repeat. So after you play the harmonic, make sure you lift your finger off, but don't lift it off until you get the full harmonics. All right, now while we're building up to come out of that section, we just go to this main riff again, but it's a kind of a partial version of it. It doesn't do anything. It just does the 12th fret and 10th fret on the B with the high E together. So that's just that 10 and 12 on the B and the open high E, but you're not adding anything on the high E string after the fact. So you start out very muted. Start building into it and letting off the muting. And then we're to the full riff again. All right, so at the end they do the same riff, but they just end the song just on that 10th fret there on the B string with the open high E there. All right, so it's a pretty simple song to play. It's got some nice rhythm techniques with the muting, so you can practice doing it muting and then bring it out of the mute. So it helps you control the sound of the strings. And you got to be kind of accurate. You got to pick just those two strings or these three strings. But other than that, it's a pretty easy piece to play. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.